right. Let's start off by saying Barakatah YAHAWAH, by SHAM YAHAWASHI, by QADASAH. All right. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Hard to Stay Focused. And pretty much, this lesson is something dealing with the situations that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And somebody has to talk about it. Somebody has to bring it to light. Somebody has to speak up, on it. And when you have certain situations you deal with on a day-to-day basis, everybody deals with situations on a day-to-day basis. But when the truth is concerned, when you come into the truth, there are things that happen that are beyond our control. And you have situations like the scriptures speak about counting the cost, dealing with situations you have to deal with your family, whether it be mother, father, cousins, uncles, friends, wife, children, so on and so forth. And when you're dealing with certain situations, it's hard to stay focused. And that's the truth. And it's hard to stay on the straight and narrow when your mind is not fully focused on the mission at hand. So we know that brothers are going through all type of different situations and different things. And we can sympathize with that because we've been through it and we go through it too. So you're not alone. And you have to understand that, that you're not alone in the shit that you deal with, And really, to be honest, if I could just be totally honest and frank, we're brothers. Really, all of us should really be in a motherfucking loony bin. We should be all committed. We should be all on fucking psychotropic drugs or whatever the fuck they call it. Because, when you really sit down and analyze it, we have to be crazy to deal with what we're dealing with without seeing any examples, or not examples, any evidence in this life. But this is part of what we deal with in the truth as far as to get to the finish line, and it's not an easy thing. It's something that we have to embrace, and brothers have to understand that, and when you go through certain situations, you give your examples and your experience in these things just to help brothers out. Because when brothers go through things, sometimes they don't understand what they're going through. And you have brothers out there that's sincere in the truth, and they need to hear that message of, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? And things of that situation. And that's why it's the name of this lesson, which I forgot. I had to look back at the name of it. Salaki, I'm old. You know what I'm saying? You could call me elderly, whatever you want to call me. I'm old, man. I forget shit. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'm not forgetting through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI is that this is a hard road to deal with. And I understand that. You know, so brothers have to understand that we're fighting and battling against the flesh, you know, constantly on a daily, dealing with losing and always constantly losing. Constantly losing. Matter of fact, let's go to I know there's another scripture, but this is one I just want to get to real quick. What the Apostle Paul said. Salaki, I'm just trying to think of the actual wording. Let me just try to get it real quick. Here we go. Beautiful. This is 2 Corinthians 4:16. For which cause we faint not. Wow. Wow. So just like this first little bit, for which cause we faint not. Because, you know, we're dealing with a situation where our Lord, YAHAWASHI, dealt with things that were contrary to his, to what he actually went through on the earth. Like, as far as perfect, YAHAWASHI was perfect. You know, as far as dealing with hardships, YAHAWASHI dealt with it. As far as being fair, YAHAWASHI, he's fair. You know, as far as everything that he went through and everything he did was perfect. And we read about these things. And he just went right through it. He just fought right through it, regardless of how he felt. You know, he didn't deal with his emotions, you know, and why he should just, forget about it. He just dealt with it. You know, and that is something to honor and really consider, man. And that's why the Apostle Paul, which was on such a heavy level, man, he was like, he said, for this cause we faint not. I mean, you know, he talks, you know, about a lot of different things that YAHAWASHI went through and the different hardships that he had to go through. But he said that all these things were done for the elect's sake. All these things he did and examples he went through was for the elect's sake. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. And this is the whole deal. You know, we have our outward man and we deal with emotions, we deal with different things. But that outward man constantly, day by day, is perishing. You know, we're getting older. You know, brothers that was here, they was in their 20s, now they're in their 30s. You know, so on and so forth. You know, brothers know, you know, the ankle don't act right. You know, the knee acting up. You know, the hip don't work like it used to. You know, so it's like all kind of crazy stuff. But this is a part of what we deal with. You know, this is what we signed up for through the Spirit. So it's hard to stay focused when our bodies are not acting, so to speak, like they were when we first came into truth. You know, we're going through infirmities. And when you go through those infirmities, it's hard to stay focused on certain things. But you know what? This is one of the main things that gets us through this fire. Brothers got to remember, we're going through the fire, man. We're not going through some waterfall. We're not going through, just any old easy walk. We're going through the fire. And when you're going through the fire, you're going to feel the heat. And we feel the heat, and especially because it ain't just something that we just hear, whatever, this is just a hip hop or R&B or, this is real life shit. And them demons know exactly what we're doing. That's why they constantly attack us, just like they attacked YAHAWASHI, just like they attacked Apostle Paul and all them great men back then. So we're going to go through the same things because we walk in that same walk. You know? But the thing about it is we are going through what we're going through because we're being built up the same way them great men in the past were being built up. And they went through those things, although it wasn't easy. But we have those examples today that get us through our situations. And although it may be hard to stay focused, as I thought about this earlier, you know, because it's like, all right, it's one thing to know about the truth and be able to break things down. But how do you function when your body's fucked up? How do you function when you're feeling sick? When your shit is all fucked up so much that you can't even fucking think straight? Do you still continue or do you give up? And that's what the Apostle Paul said. Let's get there real quick. I'm going to come back to this. Romans, the 8th chapter. You know, and it's a lot of brothers, and my words are slurring a little bit. I've been sipping a little bit. But you know what? My spirit and my intentions are sincere in what I'm saying, and I'm telling y'all straight up because this is some real shit, man. You know? This is some real shit, man. Because, you know, it's like, you know, it's easy to talk shit. Scoffers, they talk shit because, you know what? Their health really ain't fucked up. If you think if these scoffers' health was fucked up, that they would bother to go come and fuck with the men of the Lord, they would just be out there doing whatever they would, you know, they would be trying to get together. They'd be trying to get right. They'll be going, actually, they'll be getting some motherfucking chemotherapy and all kind of fucking, not vitamins, but prescription pills from Esau for them to get their body together. They wouldn't fuck with us, you know. But anyways, Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahawashi? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Now, why did the Apostle Paul use all of these examples? For something that will separate you. Because he went through all this shit. And we're going through all of these same things. This is happening to us. This is happening to brothers out there. And guess what? It's not easy to stay focused when shit is hard. It's not easy to stay focused when shit gets hard. Okay? But understand that we have examples. First of all, we have the scriptures. YAHAWAH B'Shem Yahawashi B'Shem Rakakodash. We have the scriptures for our comfort. We have examples in the scriptures of men that went through the different things that we're going through right now and dealt with it. And we see the latter end of all of that. And it's beautiful, man. It's like, wow. These men stayed focused. These men stayed faithful. And guess what happened? At the end of the day, the Lord delivered them. So now we're reading about the situation that the Apostle Paul went through. He said, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. And you know what? We have to embrace that. Because these are the hardships that we're going through right now, that when the time comes will get us through. Because these things that's happening to us right now is actually building up a strong case for us with YAHAWAH B'Shem Yahawashi. Remember that. Remember that. You're going through shit. We all going through shit. But the things that you're going through for the truth's sake is something that's going to be beneficial for you, for us in the long run. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. because everything else is bullshit. You know, people look at this like we crazy. They scoff at us, say whatever. Do what you got to do. But you know what? What we're looking for is to be in the good graces of YAHAWASHI. And what we're doing is building up a spiritual bank account for us for the times that come. There's a hedge, something called a hedge fund. What is a hedge fund? A hedge fund is set up for what? For when things get hard, that fund can kick in and help you through those hard times. We're building up a hedge for the shit that's coming down the pike, so that when that shit come, it don't come near us. It could miss us, and we could be protected from them things that's coming. And that's why brothers go through the things that they go through. And sometimes, even though we understand and know, sometimes it gets hard. Like, damn, man, what the fuck? It's like, I did everything the Lord said for me to do. This is the condition of the battle that brothers have to understand and accept and really embrace that. And that's why the Apostle Paul, he like laid it out on the line on every, like if you read all of his letters, it's like, damn. He laid it all out on the line in spades, man. So it says, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are considered as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors. How are we more than conquerors? Because we conquered everything through YAHAWASHI. Through him that loved us. Who's him that loved us? YAHAWASHI. How do we know that YAHAWASHI loved us? He gave his life for us, man. Which one of us would be willing to jump up and say, I'll sacrifice myself for brothers. I'll kill myself for brothers. Which one of us would actually say that? Which one of us would actually do that? YAHAWASHI actually did that. He did that. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're going through what we're going through. We're being taken through the ringer, as they say. But what's being wrung out of us is all that wickedness. All that fucked up shit that we have in us is being wrung right out of us through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. So praise YAHAWASHI, bros, that we're going through these things so that can be moved away from us, because the things that are coming are going to be hard to deal with. And the only way we could deal with it is if the Lord YAHAWASHI is right there walking with us in that walk. How about that? How about that, man? That's man, that's some real shit right there, man. It says, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. It says, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come. This covers a lot, man. This covers a lot, brothers. You're not alone. Not alone, brothers. Look, man, let me tell you something, but you got men, brothers, in the truth that are going through hardships. I ain't even talking about myself. I'm talking about brothers that are going through hardships that if anybody else went through, they would give up. And these men are as strong and give me hope, by the shit that they go through and still deal with. They inspire me. They inspire my spirit. And I'm just like, wow, these are some bad brothers, man. These are some bad brothers to be able to deal with this shit and still keep fighting like they do. This is the condition of the battle, brothers. You know? Right. Yep. Like the elder, I believe that's an elder QADASAH down in Salaka, brother, Baltimore. You know, he said like Daniel's 3 friends. Yeah. You know, so we have a great and mighty work that we're doing, and we have a great and mighty reward to receive, man. And hey, brother, at this moment, I like to recognize Elder Sakaran, bro. Elder Sakaran, his spirit is always like, look, man, we can always focus on some fucking doom and gloom shit. It's not all about doom and gloom. Yeah, we talk about the doom and gloom because you know what? At the end of the day, we preparing brothers for the shit that can happen to them. But his whole spirit is like, yo, we can't always focus on the gloom and doom because all the shit that we're dealing with, the Lord's going to deliver us from this shit. You know, we can't focus. Look, we look. I don't know if y'all brothers out there understand. We're doing a great work. We're doing a great motherfucking work for Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI. We can't always focus on the fucking doom and gloom. The Lord already said that He's gonna protect us. So we can't always focus on that doom and gloom. Yeah, we gonna die now. No, man. Bullshit. Some brothers will suffer that. I might suffer that. But you know what I say? I say, well, look, if I gotta suffer that, then Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI give me the spirit to do it well. But at the end of the day, brothers, it's not all about doom and gloom. We're working for our salvation, man. We're working for our deliverance. And the deliverance is there. And the Lord already made us to do and say what the things that we have to do and say. You know? And yeah, when you're feeling sick, and I'm not talking about just having a cough or some sneezing, you know, you might have the cold. I'm talking about feeling sick. Brothers out there got fucking cancer. Brothers got different sicknesses, man, that they battling and fighting, man. Brothers' body parts are shutting down. And it's hard to stay focused when your body parts are shutting down. But Barakatah Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI, that gives us the power and the strength and the energy to keep on fighting. Because we could do all things to Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI, which strengthens us. So these scriptures here, man, this is our power, man. That's why the Apostle Paul said, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI, which is in YAHAWASHI our Lord. So that's the bottom line, man. You know? That's right. Like the elder Monaghan said, we got that penny waiting for us. It's there, man. That penny got to be there for somebody, right? And what do we got to do? We got to fight for that penny. Oh, that's just a penny. Shit. That's a heavenly penny, goddammit. You talking about that's a heavenly penny. I'm going to fight for that penny, Lord's will. And we all have to have the same attitude, man. You know? We all gotta have the same attitude, brothers. You know, so 2 Corinthians 12, and I want to just get to the point on this one. Uh, 2 Corinthians 12 and 9, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of YAHAWASHI may rest upon me. Like, come on, man. That's, it's easy. It's easy to go out there on the streets and prophesy, and speak and teach and edify when you have nothing that's bothering you, when you've lost nothing, when your health is perfect. But what about when you lose everything? What about when your body is sick? What about when you feel like you're losing your fucking mind? But you still go out there and teach. You still go out there and prophesy. You still go out there and trust in YAHAWAH BaShem Yahawashi that He will get you through those things. What about that? And I'll say this, man. Brothers that's out there teaching, going through things, through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH BaShem Yahawashi, them are some bad dudes, man. They don't talk about shit they go through. They don't try to find sympathy for shit they go through. They just deal with it. They just teach and deal with it. And you would never be the wiser unless a brother, oh shit, where, brother? I didn't know you was going through that, brother. You know. So it's hard to stay focused, man, when either your body's sick and your shit is fucked up, or you got them demons fucking with your mind and you can't fucking even focus enough to just deal with just the thoughts in your mind. So there's a couple of precepts I was trying to get to. Let's see. This Romans 7 is bad, man. You brothers that haven't read this chapter, you better read this chapter, man, and really resonate with this chapter and really apply this chapter, because this chapter it says a whole lot. Because you got to remember that the Apostle Paul was a man that was tight and near to YAHAWAH BaShem Yahawashi. And he had many great revelations from YAHAWAH BaShem Yahawashi. But yet he went through situations like this. This is what we're dealing with, man. So I'm going to read a little bit of this and then I'm going to close it out. Romans 7:14, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. And we have to understand that this is why we have to be changed. You got these Christians out here that, the laws are not mine. Motherfucker, you the same motherfuckers that say that the law is done away with, but the law is already in your mind. I mean, is that an oxymoron, or is that just, or are you just that fucking stupid? Or, the laws are already in our hearts. But then you say that the laws are done away with. That you could eat pork, you could do this. In the law is contained you're not supposed to eat pork. In the law is contained you're not supposed to be a homosexual, whether it's a man or a woman. In the law is contained you can't commit adultery. In the law is contained that you're not supposed to, a man's not supposed to wear a woman's garment, a woman is not supposed to wear a man's garment. In the law is contained you're not supposed to shave. Oh boy. Romans 7:15, for that which I do I allow not. So bottom line is, the things that we don't want to do, that's what we do. Why? Because we are programmed right now to go off. Why? Because it's in the Most High's program for us to go off. Because the same way that He subjected us to go off is the same way He's subjecting us in the future to be brought back to righteousness. And everything had to be fucked up in order for it to get in the right or go into the right direction. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that I do. So when I try to keep the law, I don't do that. But the thing that I hate is committing sin that I do. Why? Because it's easy to do that. But now we don't use that as an excuse. Because a lot of jakes out there still use that as an excuse. Well, we're under grace, so I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and then I'll ask for forgiveness later. No, man. If you got that mindset, then you better change that mindset or you're going to die in that mindset. If then I do that which I would not, if I keep the law, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. See? So we have a flaw in our flesh. We are flawed. We are imperfect creatures in an imperfect world trying to be righteous. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, brothers, being in this fucked up situation and these fucked up bodies that are susceptible to go off at any moment. So much that scriptures say that even the thought of foolishness is wickedness. So goddamn, how do we have a chance if our situation is so fucked up? Only through YAHAWASHI we got that chance. So it says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me. Why is it to will present with us? Because we know the right thing to do. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. But to do the right thing, we can't always do it. For the good that I would, which is keeping the law, I do not. But the evil which I would not, which is going against the law, that I do. So our bodies are fucked up because we go off, we sin. And when we sin, everything goes haywire. Nothing works properly. So we're at the point where we're so fucked up, and only through YAHAWASHI we find favor, that our bodies are going haywire. And it's not because we're not teaching the words of YAHAWASHI. It's not because we're not trying to do the best that we can, but it's because we're in this fucked up flesh. And that is part of the walk and part of the condition of the battle for us to be able to get to that perfect man as close as we can, although we can't in these bodies. It's crazy. Now it says, now if I do that which I would not, which means keeping the law, it is no more I that do it, but I'm sorry, if I do that I would not, which is breaking the law, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me, because we are in this sinful flesh. And as long as we're in this sinful flesh, we're not going to be able to do the right thing. But that is not an excuse. The Apostle Paul and the Apostle Peter both said, they said it in different ways, but it said, use not your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness. So just because we got grace doesn't mean that we just go off on purpose. That's not a good thing. Because if we know to do the right thing and we don't do it, guess what? We're going to be charged more than a person that didn't know. That's why I said the scriptures say that they that knew to do the Lord's will and didn't do it, they will be beaten with more stripes. It also says in James, It says, he that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is wickedness or evil or something along those lines. All right. So going back to Romans 7:21, I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. So as long as we're in this flesh, we're going to go off. And these flesh is susceptible to everything. It's susceptible to sin. It's susceptible to all kind of shit, sickness, all that. And listen, brothers, when your mind or when your body is not to optimum health, it's hard to stay focused. And you may not understand it if your body is perfect, and you are good. But if your body is fucked up and you're going through certain shit, it's hard to stay focused. And I'm going to tell you like this, brothers. You got men out there that they ain't going to get on cameras. I'm in the optimal health. They're going through shit, man. And guess what? They still doing what they got to do. They still fervent. They're still loyal to YAHAWASHI and still dealing with what they got to deal with. That, to me, is commendable above a dude that's just got optimal health. He just got a good memory. He could just, it's easy to defend the faith when you're in good health, and you got a good memory. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man. And we delight in the law of YAHAWASHI after the inward man. And we desire nothing more than for everything to be